Hello, we're going to have something new on my poetry channel today. I'm going to hand over in a moment to my wife, Jennifer Johnson, so that she can read you one of her poems. This is a poem that has appeared on the website Culture Matters, and if any of you want to read it, you can find it by Googling Jennifer Johnson Culture Matters. So I'll now pause this and hand over to my wife, Jennifer.
Hello, this is a poem of mine called When the Council Owns the Building You Live In. When the council owns the building you live in, you may find that the front is detaching itself from the back, the underpinning needed too expensive for that council. You may find that large cracks are continually monitored, but the delays in repairing your flat seem endless. You may find you need duct tape to fill in the gaps where the glass no longer fits the frames, and that you may have to ignore the odd cracked pane. You may find as you look at the ceiling yellow marks caused by urine coming from the flat above. The residents keep buckets ready to catch this. You may also find darker marks, which the builders say are caused by beer leaking from rusty cans upstairs. You may hear stories about the armed gang that used to live in the flat above, and that when the police raided the place, they broke into the wrong flat, not checking their details. You may hear that it took a long time before they took any action, only spurred on when it was known the gang had a gun. You may have heard that one of them hospitalized a resident who shouted at them, fed up with having their doorbell rung over and over. You may hear that an alcoholic then lived in the flat above, and that his mates from the soup kitchen used to come round telling everyone how concerned they were that he was drinking but no longer eating. You may hear that he died sometime after getting a stroke, and that everyone, including a Muslim, went to his funeral and was welcomed. The priest reminded everyone the man once worked hard in construction. You may hear how the next gap-toothed resident used to reenact each morning a whipping he almost certainly experienced as a child, and how he would ask a woman to hold his hand, thank them, and then say he'd be all right. Lots of people from the majority black church used to come and check up on him each day. You may hear how addicts used to take drugs outside the downstairs flat's front door. There are no back doors to these flats, no safe escape. You may also hear how the other residents would bring the police time after time, and how the addicts would scarper when the uniforms came into view. You may also hear how the police already seemed to know the two silent characters who froze everyone who saw them. You may early one morning be woken by falling plaster, or worse, when the council owns the building you live in.